about the unity, there's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like the king, we make it plain and simple, bringing knowledge and fire at reality temple. Reality temple. My black people, it's all about the unity, there's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody moving me. Like the king, we make it plain and simple, bringing knowledge and fire at reality temple.
In the name of my In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper of this particular program, known here on social media as the mighty Angel Snub 7. I am your brother and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. I would like to make a very short and brief response to another video that I watched, and it comes from Sonetta TV. And he promoted this video live that he was supposed to come clean. And I found that just in the title, this may be very interesting, and I'm very sure so many of you saw Sonetta TV promote this video saying that he would come clean. And when we thought about Sonetta coming clean, what are you coming clean about? What is it? Did you commit a crime? Did you do some type of wrong and you want to apologize for? We are wondering what is going on. Of course, like myself, many of you thought it could be about Brother Polite and the current allegations that have been leveled against him and his movement, New Covenant. Now, I want to begin our conversation by saying it was about maybe a month or longer ago. I did call this brother called Sonetta TV. And I have never, let me make it very clear, and if you view many of my videos, especially the ones where I mirror brothers and sisters' work, and I hope that many don't mind, because in most cases I did not ask permission, and I really don't feel as though really truth needs permission if that's what you're presenting. If you're trying to make money or whatever, I really apologize, and if you request, I will certainly and immediately take that video down. As for myself, there are those who do, whether you know it or not, there are those who do mirror my videos, and since I do not copyright and cannot copyright truth, then it is not for me to tell you that you cannot mirror, you cannot copy the words that come from this ministry, because the intent of this ministry, the purpose and mission of this ministry is to cause you to think for yourself, to think in a critical manner, to think logical with reason, in that what we call common sense. Examine and re-examine all the things that we have been taught since birth, regardless to the source, whether it comes from the racist Caucasian people or whether it comes from these with dark skin. Although they may have good intent, that does not mean that the information is 100% good for us, nor does it mean that that information is good for you, because your level of understanding might be higher, but you're giving something that you should be giving to a kindergartner or those who suffer some type of a severe mental disorder or lacking severe low self-esteem. I hope that description does not include so many of you. But I did contact the brother Sanetta and spoke with him briefly. And I spoke with him briefly because, as I expected, he just basically blew me off. I don't know why you would want to blow me off. I have done nothing to you. I'm not trying to cause you harm. I'm more of a supporter than anyone that is a detriment to you. But that was expected, and that's how it is, and I accept that reality. But I want so many of you to understand. Some of you are hypocrites. Some of you are infantile and childish when you say you love black people. Here is a man that blew me off. But in my younger years, when I was a child, I probably would have responded in a childish manner. However, being a more mature person during this period of time, then I just overlooked that and continue to move forward. Although, in reality, such is sort of disrespectful, because you claim that you love me. I'm a black man, and you claim that you love me, but this is how you treat me because you don't like what I have to say, my opinion, or you fear I might be trying to bring you some kind of harm, whatever the reason may be. But if you love a black man, if you love a black woman, and there are so many who spread lies about me and try to cause me harm and all these other different things and threaten my life. But I learned a lesson that a brother told me. And I learned from all kinds of people. I am not the all-knowing. I'm not arrogant. So a brother told me, he said, in this case, because you do love your people, and when they do things like this, then we should follow the example of this person called Christ or Jesus in the Bible, and we turn the other cheek. Does this mean that we love our enemies? Sanetta is not my enemy. You are not my enemy. We know who the enemy really is. We turn the other cheek to these who respond to us in ignorance, or because they are still in a state of infancy. And when they attack us, and when you feel as though you are disrespected or something is wrong, then you follow the example of this Jesus. And you say, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." So I forgive the one who screamed rape, and I did not rape them. I forgive them who said I stole it from them, and they know I did not steal from them, or blew me off for whatever reason, or any type of thing of this nature, because I do love you. I am not going to allow you to abuse me. I'm not going to allow you to exploit me, but I will love you, and I will turn the other cheek, just like this person found in Scripture called Christ. I forgive you because you know not what you do. So Sarnetta comes before the people, and he wants to come clean. Sarnetta comes before the people, and he wants to apologize. Apologize for what? We thought that he would apologize due to his relationship with this person called Brother Polite, but that was not on his mind. Brother Polite really wasn't even brought up. He did call in the program and whatever, but that's not what Sarnetta had on his mind. He wanted to apologize to the Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters for being biased against them. And he should not be biased against anyone. And I would say to Brother Sarnetta, this is a wonderful step, and you've taken a very good action. However, if you truly want to reach your highest potential, if you really want to gain the respect of our people, and I know this as a fact because I've tried it and it works. I have channels, or have made channels, that incorporated videos from everybody, from yourself to the Nation of Islam, the Moore Science Temple, Brother Sutek, and Dr. Reggie and Polite, and I put all of us in one place, and it seems as though the people love that. It is a sign of unity, and that we can unify, and from there we can bring ourselves together by spending more time on those things that we can agree upon rather than those things that we disagree. But if you put everybody in one spot where our people can go, one house, instead of I'm going over to that house, I'm going over to this house or that house, they can go to just one spot and see all this information, and you bring respect, and we begin to not insult the intelligence of our people like they cannot make a decision on their own. They need our help. They can watch the video of Dr. Ali Muhammad or Polite and all of us, and see, you don't include all of us. Not only are you biased against the Hebrew Israelite nation, but you are biased against Angel Snutting Up 7. You are biased against King Noble black supremacy. You are biased against many of the others who are out here, who are living, who are on social media along with yourself, who have strong voices. Well, nobody listens to you. Well, nobody listens to me on YouTube. Well, that's a lie, because I still have an audience. But you should really think that this brother who has created this ministry, the Realities Temple on Earth, and a corporation like Google target me, who nobody is listening to me, but they feel as though they have to keep me silent enough where 100 of my channels have been terminated from YouTube. That should make you think, what is it that this man is saying that Google, a corporation, does not want black people to hear at all? That they would stay on a man who gets 100 views, so they say, on each video. So why is it necessary, since nobody is listening to me, why is it necessary to terminate my channels? You should wonder about that. You should include and not be biased against King Noah and myself and others. You should embrace the whole black community. And when the whole black community sees that you as a man, regardless to your personal opinion, your personal view, that you are not biased against anyone, I guarantee you, you will get the honor and the respect and the support that you deserve and that you need, so that you can represent this community of black liberation or conscience and grow from not only to be a YouTube channel, but a full-fledged media outlet for the frustration, for the suffering, for the expression of success and even positive things that come forth from out of this black conscious community. It would be such a wonderful thing. And I know that I would give you 100% support. I will put my money where my mouth is. I will put my life on that what I support. And I would defend you with the same vigor I would defend myself, because you are doing a good job and you're doing the right thing at the right time, and it is an appropriate action. Now, with that said, I want to say this and make this last point as far as my brother Sanetta is concerned. And I hope that you would reach out and speak with me on this particular topic, this issue, because I guarantee you, you will be the winner. And when you win, I win, and all of us in the struggle, we win and gain our people, gain their trust, gain their support, gain their love and respect. I know this because the people will see a lot of us in one place, and if not anything, it looks like it's unified. So we have to start from somewhere. But I want to say and give this advice to you, Brother Sanetta. At this time, because of the allegations, accusations, and the evidence against Brother Polite, and Brother Polite has not done a good job to debunk, refute what is brought against him. It is easy. There are those who have brought issues against me. They said this and they say that, but they don't say it very long, because when you are in the right, it's easy to debunk a lie when you're correct. So they bring the lie. It's very easy for me to bring my paperwork, bring the evidence to show that you are a liar. You are a deceiver. You are a troublemaker. You are the one who is fraud. But until Brother Polite can show other, it would be wise on your part to distance yourself from Brother Polite. This means no longer posting any videos. He should be perfectly capable of doing his own thing. For those who want to continue to follow a man who could be a possible scam artist, rip-off artist, a liar, a celebrity seeker, and all these other things that he is being accused of. Let them continue to follow him on his own page, because this is a very serious issue. Very serious issue when you are accused. See, when you are accused of robbing the people that you claim that you love, exploiting the people that you claim that you love, there should be a great punishment if indeed you are guilty in doing such a horrible and horrific thing. It should be a punishment, and many of us know what that punishment should be. In fact, you keep messing around and somebody gonna show you what the punishment is. It's not for me, because I'm not going to give you a dime that what you present, what you're selling, don't sound right. But we mess with the wrong person and they'll show you. So this is a very serious issue. So it would be wise to distance yourself from such a person. And we know now that Sanetta wanted to come clean and apologize to the Hebrew Israelite community. And that is a good first step. But as I said in my part one, the best thing that you could do if you wish to reach your highest potential is not only not being biased to the Hebrew Israelite nation, brothers and sisters, but to all of us who are out here striving and trying to awaken our people to what some of you may call black conscience. I just want to awaken the people, because there are questions of the black. There are questions to the African. There are questions even within those things that you want to bring to us, the history. There are questions that must be raised. And these who wish to raise these questions, you should not be biased against because you are pro-African or you are pro-black or you're pro-whatever in your personal view. Our people are on different levels of your black conscience. Some are just kindergarten and some are on a higher level. And there are those who believe they are on a higher level and they are still kindergarten. And on this part two, I want to express some of that. And when you listen to what I have to say, then perhaps you know why Google terminated my channels. You may understand why so many black African people don't want nothing to do with me. Whether pro or con, they do not want this information, that which I present, to be given to the people free of charge, because then the people would begin to really examine and think about everything that we're taught, not only that which was given to us by our enemies, but that which is given to us by our teachers. Y'all, the master teacher. To teach means to train. What are you training me to be? Training you to be black, training you to be African. But is that really what I am? What caused me to be black? What caused me to be African? I want some of you to tell me where on this planet, where even in history, where dark-skinned people called themselves black, where dark-skinned people called themselves African. Many of these names originate in their origin from a racist construct There was no black, there was no African prior to the European. Did not exist. Nobody was interested in race. Nobody was interested. We were divided because of nationhood or ethnic reasons and other things, and male versus female, gender, class, but never race. So that is a question in and of itself. Did more exist? Did Hebrew Israelite exist prior to the Europeans giving us the Bible and this other information? To my knowledge, a Moor can be a Caucasian person. A Moor can even be Christian. So where are we getting our information from? All these things must be examined and re-examined. Because if they were true, then why are not you free? As your scriptures say, the truth shall set you free. And how long have you been a Hebrew Israelite in this nation? How long have you been a follower of Elijah Muhammad in this nation? How long have you been a Garvite? How long have you been Moor and all these other things that we embrace? And we continue to fabricate and make up stuff all the time. But yet you still suffer and you still are in this squalor. Explain that to me. I want to make some points before I close this particular topic. And again, much respect and success to Sanetta and his media outlet. And if you do the appropriate thing, I guarantee you, you will be a very successful person. And you will go and be with our ancestors having pride. And you will always be remembered for being that catalyst that caused the beginning, the genesis of the true awakening of our people. However, if we are denied access to certain information, when we censor ourselves, what is the purpose of censoring ourselves? I don't fear nothing a Hebrew Israelite has to say. I have nothing to fear. I don't fear nothing a Muslim has to say, or more, any of us. But we want to and wish to censor other people. Why you don't want them to listen to other points of view? Because some of us are not really looking for black liberation. We're not interested. What we're looking for is to convert people to a religion or convert people to a political idea. We're looking for slaves. This ministry called the Reality's Temple on Earth do not want you to be a slave to anybody with a black face, with a pink face, with a brown face, or a red face. I don't even want you to be a slave or a servant to some God. You should be sick of serving people and being their slaves. We need to come up out of that. Now, I want to make these points before I close. Brother Ali Muhammad, I'm very impressed by this young man. And many of the things he said, if we acted upon it as a people or even as a nice, strong group, there's a great possibility it could work. But, you know, I don't like Ali Muhammad. See, we're so childish. I don't like Sanetta. We are so childish and silly. If Caucasian people thought the way they did, they would not have a United Snakes of America. We may not like what they have created or produced, but they did it as a as a one unit. And nobody was running around talking about, I don't like George Washington. I don't. Well, actually, there were people like that, but you had so many of us that came together. You had so many Caucasian people who came together and supported George Washington and Ben Franklin and the forefathers of this nation. It made no difference. And that's the way we need to be. And they became the leaders. And if you don't like it, go back to Britain. If you don't like it, go back to Ireland, wherever the hell you come from. So if you don't like it, then I don't know where y'all blacks gonna go, because we gonna be running this. And see, that's the thing y'all don't understand. All of us who are supposed to be awakened, all of us who claim to have this superior knowledge, we are the leaders. We can run this. It don't make no difference what the other 40 million or 70 million black people talk about in this country. If you got your act together, if we got our act together, we can run this. We have the knowledge, and we even have a lot of the support from our people in general when you do the right thing. But when you, as long as we're doing the wrong thing, looking incompetent and silly, you're not going to get that support. Oh, come on now. So let me hurry up. I only have about 8 minutes. Let me talk about 2 points that Dr. Ali Muhammad brought up. Like I said, many of the things that he spoke about, there's a great possibility they could work, they make sense if we really supported it and gave it a shot. Brother Ali Muhammad was talking about how child support has devastated black men. And I guess no black woman, no sister should cause their men to get caught up in the child support system. Well, Dr. Ali, yes, it is devastating. However, it is devastating that a black man does not support his children. So if he's not going to pay child support through the racist and unjust child support system, then how is he going to support his children? It's devastating that his children do not know him because he's not around. It's devastating for that black woman because she was in love with that man. And many times because of on petty reasons, because we have a, just like Dr. Frances Cress Welsing say, may the ancestors be pleased with her, may she rest in peace. She said that we have a childish, infantile mentality. So why is it devastating for this black man to go through the child support system, but you ignore his actions have devastated the heart of this black woman and these children, and it's all about this poor black man, oh, the child support got him. Brothers, let me tell y'all something. There's a consequence for everything that we do. We must be responsible and be held accountable for everything that you do. So how do you hold this man accountable? How do you hold this man responsible if he does not suffer going through the child support system? You want to pass. Many of you talk this way because some of you may find yourself caught up in the child support system. Brothers who pay their child support, you don't hear them complaining about the child support system. It's not perfect. You might pay, some brothers are paying a whole lot, some brothers are paying very low. But you know, but that what happens as a consequence of our actions. If I walk up to you and slap you in your face, the consequence might be you might just simply turn the other cheek. Or you might take out your pistol or your knife and get to stabbing and shooting. There's a consequence for our actions. So you're trying to tell me that these men who helped bring these babies in the world should not have a consequence for their actions. And oh, woe is me. We're supposed to sit back and cry for them because of something they caused. No. I understand, but no, you don't get off that easy. Because that sister and those children, they're not getting off that easy. She's taking the money and she's doing this. Then you fight for your babies. There are many black men, they tell me, I love my children. They really don't make a real effort. I used to go to court all the time, family court. I have never seen lines of black men standing in line trying to fight for custody or visitation right with their children. Really, they're not interested. And see, so since we're men and we might fall in that same category, then we want to talk all this bull crap. There is no woman, if I had children, there's no woman or no cracker that is going to keep me from my babies. I will die in the effort. Dr. Ali Muhammad goes on to talk about changing your name and some of this other, legal stuff. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I have become a jailhouse lawyer. In fact, I was able to gain my own freedom from incarceration through my own paperwork. If you do a Google search, you can see where I have filed pleadings and motions all the way to the United States Supreme Court. So I know about the law too. What he talks about is not is simple yet complex. When it comes to changing your name, it's very simple. Go to a family court, ask the court clerk for the papers, fill it out, turn it back in, pay the fee. Sometimes you don't even have to pay the fee. Ask the clerk, even if you do have means, still, you can still fill out a form, and you can proceed as a poor person, or what they call informal pauperis. You proceeded as a poor person, and they may reduce the fee, or you may not have to pay a fee at all. I was able to change my name legally for nothing at all. I proceeded as a poor person because when I changed my name, I was unemployed, had no income, so I took advantage of it and changed my name. Wow, this time is going so quick. I'm going to have to mess around and make a part 3. It's going to be short, I guess, because I really didn't have that much left to say, but you know how it goes. You have so much fun. Time flies when you're having fun. And I want to conclude on that. So, the law, especially when it comes to us trying to get justice, and the legal system is against us. So many of the things that Ali Muhammad talks about in a legal fashion, it's almost null and void. It's very difficult, whereas it can work because the laws was designed to protect the racists. I'm going to say that again. Our problem is that the law was designed to protect the racists. So how can you really get justice in a system designed to protect the unjust? Now, in the conclusion, this is the end. I did not really anticipate that I would be talking this long about, in response to Sanetta's coming clean or his apology. But again, I love us and I like speaking with you, and we learn from each other. You should question those who know it all. You should question those who basically ignore what you have to say. You should ignore these people who have become nothing but parrots. And the Bible says this, and the Quran says that, and the Elijah Muhammad taught this, and Marcus. Parrots. They have nothing of their own brain. So if you're not speaking nothing coming from your own mind, then your brain is basically doing nothing. You're nothing but a robot and a zombie. So you have in the Nation of Islam, under the leadership of Louis Farrakhan, and this is not to make mockery, but we should wonder about these things. Everybody gets the name Muhammad. So when you said Muhammad, the whole nation turns and look because everybody has the last name Muhammad. Robots on an assembly line, thinking the same way, dressing the same way, all the time. Robot. Nothing but a product of somebody. Because they are in love with the teachings. The teachings, to teach means I'm training you. Training you to be what? Training you to be my robot. Training you to be my slave. So in essence, you have two slave masters because you're still under the control of the original. And now you're happy to be under the control of a dark-skinned man that you've fallen in love with this new massa. It defeats the purpose of liberation. It defeats the purpose of talking about freedom. When in reality, you're not free. The only thing you did and have done is you changed your slave masters. That's all you've done. And so on another video prior to Sonetta making this apology, he posted a video with this brother who is supposed to be an elder, and this elder is speaking positive things about Sonetta, which is all good. I am an elder. So why are you biased against me? But you will promote this elder. The difference is this elder has the mentality that you like. Speaking, talking about Rastafarian and all this other, I forgot exactly what he's comedic or whatever. See, that's your language. But I don't speak that way. In fact, this is how I speak. And this is why so many so-called pro-black, African, Kemetic, Hebrew Israelite, all of you out there having these beliefs and ideologies. This is why you don't like me. And the main reason you don't like me is because I can defend what I'm saying. I can defend what I'm saying. And I don't need a chalkboard. I can defend what I'm saying. I don't have to have books in the background. I don't have to quote from John Henry Clark or Ivan Sermata or Chancellor Williams or any of these people or Dr. Ben or nobody. I don't have to quote from nobody. I don't have to show off my college education. I don't have to do these different things. I don't have to put pictures from a projector on the wall. I can debate you man to man. And I'm going to express you and force you to use your logic, your common sense, reasoning, and make you re-examine what you was taught. Because all these other things don't mean nothing. You've been sold a product. and you have become a product. Trained like a seal. Trained to jump through a hoop. And for many of you, you say that without God, you're nothing. That is sad. Without my slave master, without somebody else, I'm nothing. Why do you say that? But yet and still you're a king. You're a god. You're a queen and a king, but yet and still, at the same time, you're nothing. So in the comments of this particular video, someone wrote a comment and was saying that they love Sinetta because they was lost. They love Sinetta because now they know that they are African and they have been learning African history and they feel so much better about themselves. And you know, in our infancy, that was acceptable and it was good because we had nothing. But how long has it been since we were introduced to our teachers, and where did they get their information from? We were made lost, deaf, dumb, and blind. If you lose your keys, do you know where they're at? If you knew where your keys were at, you would not be lost. If we knew we were for Africa, then how could we be made lost? Then we're no longer lost. We don't know exactly where in Africa, but we have an idea. But that's not necessarily true. There are brothers and sisters, and we ignore them. There are brothers and sisters who say that they have learned because it was handed down in their family. Not only do they have Native American people or blood in them, but their ancestors actually was Native Americans. They know this, and you want to call them a lie. No, you from Africa. We have to use mathematics in these things. And then you have to question the things that you say. Because you say, you say that the racist Caucasian people are liars. Well, if they are liars, who is the greatest promoter telling you and me that our ancestors came from Africa? They are. You accept what they say. I'm an African. And this person, these people that you say are liars and deceivers, they agree with you and they promote that. You don't question them. You don't question them when they say that. But they are liars. Let's do the mathematics. Let's begin when we think that the slave trade started in this nation. Mind you, every ship that came and brought African slaves over to this nation, most of the cargo, a lot of times, the majority, a big slice of those slaves, they died. Then you have to take in consideration the effects on females who were placed on these boats and ships when they came over here. Would not that trauma cause them to miscarriage? Wouldn't that trauma cause them to even become sterile? What is the percentage of the slaves that would miscarriage or become sterile, let alone die, didn't make it here? But yet and still, look at all the slaves in this nation. How did these Africans reproduce so fast? A woman can only have a baby, one baby, most times, every 9 months. We got to take that into consideration. And you were not even given a full boatload of slaves. Many of those slaves were dead. See, there's a lot of questions, and we don't ask questions. When I look at my own family pictures, and I always wanted this, but it didn't click. Some of my relatives look just like Geronimo. Some of those Native American old pictures. I'm like, wow. Now myself, I might look more like an African. My father looked more like an African, but a lot of the people in my family look more like Native American people, their features, even their hair. But yet and still I'm told I'm an African. So we talk about this African history. Just because somebody is black, that don't mean we related. If that's the case, since we are related simply because we're black, then you have a black next door neighbor, then you treat that black next door neighbor that you don't know, you treat them like your relative and see what kind of response you're going to get. You have black birds. They are in the same species, but they are not the same. And most times they don't even interbreed. They are different. We are black, dark-skinned people, and we may look like certain Africans or other people, but we're not them. And especially since we've been in this nation and we have been removed from all the other people, dark-skinned people of this planet, we are no longer of them. But we are taught these beautiful fantasy fairy tale stories, Egyptian stories, and Hebrew Israelite and Morse science. We are taught this to give us high self-esteem, even though there is no direct connection to us, to none of these people. There's no direct connection except dark skin. That's all. There's nobody who can prove they came from a Moor or a Hebrew Israelite or somebody from Egypt. And then we always choose the fictional black people or the ancient black people so that we can be related to. We never connect ourselves to those in Nigeria or Somalia or living modern Africans, because they will either tell you, I don't claim you, you're not no part of us, or they will tell you, or they will tell you lying about your history, talk about you related to them. So you choose the dead, because the dead man tells no tales. But I can guarantee you, if those Egyptians were alive right now, they would not have nothing to do with you. We are the products of slavery. And you don't like that. So you want to fabricate a history. What you call African history, a lot of this stuff, brothers and sisters, what you have embraced is fabrication. It's manufactured. Much of it was with good intent. It was based on the knowledge that we had. But it's not you. You're claiming history that don't belong to you. If you was born in 1950 and your mother was born in 1930 and later on she baked a cake, how can you claim the cake that she did in 1945? You didn't even exist. I know my time, my years is messed up. She would be too young, maybe. You can't claim. That's her history. Egypt, that's their history. That's not yours. That's Somalian history, Nigerian history, Republic of the Congo history. It's not yours. You're ashamed of your own history. I'm not ashamed. You are. and you want to claim the greatness of other people because you've done nothing great. I want to create my own. I don't need yours. See, that's where I'm coming from. I don't need Egypt's history. I don't need Israelite history. I don't need Moorish history. I'm here living today, born in America. I can create and do my own thing and pass that legacy down to the modern children. We can speak of the greatness of other dark people, but that's not you. This is you, whether you like it or not. And you don't want to accept the reality, so you off into these fictions and fantasy. And that's why Sarnetta really don't want to promote nobody like me, because then your DVD sales and whatever, all that begins to falter. Well, I made my point. My time is out. Anyway, jot down your comments. Let's talk about it. And thank you for listening. This was and is Angel 707, the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Until next time, love, peace, and so.
Things that make you go, you know, these aren't jokes, these are thoughts, these are things that make you say, this may seem terrible, but oh my God, I didn't know you were black.
Greetings, I'm Taalik Cox. I had the pleasure of speaking with Taalik, Ibn'rad, and you know, he has a movement / ministry by the name of the Reality Temple on Earth. And I had the pleasure of speaking with him for several hours today. And I think it's only fair that I do a reaction video to the conversation. And the conversation was on various topics, which was basically centered around African quote-unquote consciousness. And he was a real deep brother, very down to earth, very approachable. He didn't carry himself like a know-it-all. Someone you could talk to and really listen to you. It was such an honor to finally meet somebody over the internet that has an ear to listen, and not only an ear to listen, but will take full action on what they stand for. And I appreciated having that conversation with you, and I do look forward to working with you